They had my legs like shaking, fam. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, me. I was trying to look like Arekkz, like God of War. I was looking like Scooby-Doo, fam.
Press X to continue.
Hello, it is Steffan, the BBC's gaming reporter, here in the studio in London.
I go by the name of Mr. Midas, and I am a video game TV presenter and video producer, and I'm right here in the studio.
Hey yo, I'm Inel, voice actor, and comedian, and gaming expert, and I'm at home.
My name is Arekkz from the Arekkz Gaming YouTube channel, place where we produce video game guides for you, helping you become better gamers. How you doing?
Okay, now we've been getting lots of questions in during the course of Press X to continue about how people can be better at games, right? Whether it's beating bosses, leveling up, getting new weapons, new skins, all that sort of thing in games. So what can Press Xers do to be better at video games? I'd love to know.
All right, so I'm going to take you back to one of my favorite games ever, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I went for the platinum, and it is in hard mode, and the hard mode is crazy.
I'm already getting the sweats here,
All right?
just thinking about
the
that.
hard modes are crazy, and what you need is to prep. You need to go in for the first time you hit that boss and just get battered. Don't worry too much about beating it. Learn its moves, learn its strategies, and then when you go in for the second time, you can prepare yourself. A second really important one is loads of saves. Don't just save once. Don't use auto saves. Loads of saves. So if you need to go back and prepare yourself.
So you can't just turn up for this, Arekkz. You know, you can't. You wouldn't just turn up for a job interview without doing any prep. You're not turning up for a boss fight without doing any preparation as well. That's a fair point, isn't it?
100%. Like, yeah, preparation is like literally the most important thing, because you know some bosses are going to require a ton of items. Sometimes you just need the strat. I think strategy is one of the most important things as well. So many people will jump into a game and just be like, right, boss in front of me, let me run up, try and wail on it, and hope for the best. Like, I think a lot of people...
You're describing me, Arekkz. That's what I do.
Exactly, but it's funny though, right? So it's like one of the things that is so counterintuitive, but a lot of people won't go into a boss fight and just not do anything other than watch. Like, but if you actually do that, if you just go in and like, all right, I'm going to die this first time, but let me work out the animations, it suddenly gives you so much ammo, because you can go back and like, all right, cool, he's going to swing here, I can roll here. And, you know, but if you just try and run through things, you can't get that information.
Some really good thoughts there about preparing, lots of saves, being patient. Of course, gaming is part of sort of our holistic lives, isn't it? And I think in the last few years, there's been a real conversation starter, Midas, about, you know, the attitude towards gaming in the past has been people locking themselves in the dark room for hours, and then sort of that was their life. But we've got to remember that, you know, your physical health as well as your mental health has a big impact on how you vibe with games as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like a really good example, which I know was going crazy on, was Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, don't get him started. Don't get him started.
During the pandemic,
Midas
I loved me some Ring Fit Adventure, and it's a game that I didn't even think would connect with me that well, and it just works so well. And you're being healthy, you're just being able to work out, and that game weren't even easy as well. You know, when you go into the hard levels, some of them squats, they had my legs like shaking, fam. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, me. I was trying to look like Arekkz, like God of War. I was looking like Scooby-Doo, fam.
Because you've got your sort of a bit of a sideline in lifting now, Arekkz, and you know, and I hope this comes across in the way it's intended to. You don't look like today what you looked like when I first met you in Gamescom. You've had a bit of a physical transformation, and you're deadlifting, you're cleaning, you're going to the gym and doing sort of Olympic lifting. How much has that helped your gaming?
Genuinely, there have been actual studies whereby, you know, like healthy active lifestyle can improve your memory, your reaction times. So a lot of these things that these teams actually rely on, but even just for us as like general gamers, like I'm just like I feel much better in myself. I have a lot more energy and a lot of that sort of stuff where you can sit at a desk all day and feel quite lethargic. But I start my days now with lifting, and it's just it's like a night and day difference.
Inel, what about screen time then? How do you sort of make that comparison? Because it is tough sometimes, isn't it?
When it comes to playing games and being addicted to a game, your eating habits go out the window and healthy eating just goes, and you start snacking on biscuits and crisps and things like that. And so what I tried to do, I tried to use like apps to kind of help me limit my time on my screen time on all my devices, on my mobile, my computer, and on the consoles as well. Like all the consoles have different kind of restriction apps that allow you to kind of like manage your screen time. Particularly the Nintendo Switch has like the parental controls, and even though a lot of people assume and it's for to manage your kids kind of screen time, you can also use it yourself. I use it myself to kind of limit the amount of time I spend on games per day.